When I was in high school, I used to read a lot of science fiction. But one day I came across an old copy of Cheaper by the Dozen. I don't know what made me read a book like that, so far from science fiction, but I did, and it changed my life. I fell in love with the book, and then I ran into the movie, the 1950s version with Clifton Webb and Myrna Loy, and I fell in love with it too. There was so much energy in that house with all those children, and I decided right then I was going to grow up and I was going to have 12 children. I grew up, I got married, and I got busy. I mean, what could be more fun than 12 children, right? About 2 years after our marriage, we had a baby boy. 2 years later, we had another baby boy. And 2 years after that, another baby boy. That's 1/4 of the way to my goal. It was like, hurrah! Well, after that third boy, things slowed down. In fact, they stopped altogether. You know, life has a way of dashing your dreams. What's wrong, honey?
It's not me, it's you.
Nuh-uh. Well, I had 3 boys. I was happy. They were wonderful boys. And it went on 6 years. The youngest boy out of diapers. They're old enough to have lots of fun with at this point. And I'm enjoying life. One day, after 6 years, I come home and my wife says,
Honey, I'm pregnant.
well, 9 months later, that child came and it was a girl. After 3 boys and so many years, I'm like, oh, what do you do with a girl? It turns out that girls are every bit as much fun as boys. Until the hormones hit.
Dad, you're ruining my life!
Watch out when the hormones hit. But a girl dashed my hopes for the symmetry of 6 boys and 6 girls. Well, 2 years later, we had another girl. I'm getting my hope back now. 3 boys, 3 girls, 3 boys, 3 girls. But 2 years after that, we had another boy, then another girl, then another boy. It turns out symmetry's not so important. You know that saying that says that if you put your mind to it, you can do it? It's not true. It turns out that having 12 children was something that me and my wife just couldn't do. After 8 children, 2/3 of the way to our goal, my wife and I, we had to call it quits. And since my wife bore all the children, that wasn't so bad, was it, honey? Never make fun of the pain of childbearing. I decided that would be the one to get a vasectomy. Let me tell you, if anyone ever tells you that a vasectomy doesn't hurt, they're lying. For a couple of weeks after I hate the V word, after I had it done, I lived in mortal fear of one of my children jumping into my lap. I mean, the kitten jumped into my lap, and the neighbors called the police because they could hear a woman screaming in my house. It was me. So I only had 8 children, 5 boys, 3 girls. Still a big family, right? I mean, when I took them to the theater, we would fill up almost an entire row. It was great. So what do you name 8 kids? I mean, that's a lot of kids, right? A lot of names. I thought if I can't have symmetry in the order of the boys and girls, I could have some sort of symmetry in their names. So I started thinking. I wanted something fun. So I considered Tom, Dick, and Harry for the first 3 boys. Then the next 3 girls could be Sally, Susie, and Sandra. 3 more boys could be Howie, Huey, and Hoey. That wasn't going well, and it would only get worse. So what really happened is, my first boy, I was proud, and I named him after me, Tory. And then my second boy came along, and I had to think harder. I didn't want just an ordinary, meaningless name. And I didn't want something too special, because special boys' names go weird real fast. Thor, Hunter, Bronco. So I thought, hey, how about Cory? Cory's a very fine name, and it rhymes with Tory. Symmetry. Then my third son came along, and we thought, Rory. Tory, Cory, Rory. See, we have a thing going. After our 6-year hiatus, we picked up right where we left off with Clory, Lori, Glory, Jory. Wait a minute. Tory, Cory, Rory, Clory, Lori, Jory, Glory. That's 7. Who was our 8th child, honey? I remember now. Story. We named him Story. And it was my idea. We knew that he was going to be the last child. End of story. These rhyming names have given us years of fun. When we meet new people, we like to tell them our kids' names and see if they can remember. I drive a school bus, and sometimes kids will sit near the front and we'll talk, and I'll challenge them, give them a candy bar if they can memorize all my kids' names in order. It's a lot of fun. No one can beat me, though. I'm the fastest. Let's see. Tory, Cory, Rory, Clory, Lori, Jory, Glory, and Story. Pretty good, huh?
Tory, Cory, Rory, Clory, Lori, Jory, Glory, Story.
Since all my kids have rhyming names that follow my name, people often ask, well, what's your wife's name? Barbara. Her name is Barbara. It doesn't sound fair, does it? But can you think of a rhyming name with Barbara? Kabara? Sabara? Labara? See what I mean? No, Barbara is unique among names as my wife is unique among women. She has borne me 8 beautiful children. Good job, honey.